evening, everyone. Here we are. It is, of course, the Frugal News on, of course, the 19th today, 19th, the PM time, ladies and gentlemen. We're all okay. 2033, 8:33. Wow. Those numbers just keep on getting better, don't they? Just getting better. So, good evening, everyone. Hope we're all okay. Quick hello to everybody this evening. If you're joining us tonight, sorry it's a bit late, but yeah, we've had flat tyre. We had to change that. Late from work as well. Was doing the patio, as you are well aware. So, yeah, very interesting. Happy customers. That's what we like to see. Happy customers. What else have we got tonight? So let's have a look. Let's have a quick hello to everybody then. There we go. Bill Gill's in, Anne's in, Sonora's in, Olivia's joining us tonight as well. John Brink is in. We've also got Jackie J, Looney Lena and Pam Keenan. Shirley Wellstead is from Glasgow. Shirley, I will be looking at your information. I ain't had time today, but I will be looking at it very shortly. Shirley, of course, is married to Ken, who basically had a rather serious accident trying to skateboard down the tour at Glastonbury. Didn't go too well. Anyway, we hope Ken's too. Kath Miser's in. Angela Davis is in. We've also got Kurt Fraser's in. Belinda's in. Jason Thomas is joining us as well tonight. Joanna Unwin. Charlene Lamborghini's in. Joyce Guest is in. And, of course, Lorraine, a new life. Yes, that's what we like to see. We're all up for a new life, ladies and gentlemen. So what do we got for you today then? Well, let's have a quick recap. Tulsi Gabbard today. Last day, Tulsi. Tulsi was, I'm not quite sure why Tulsi's left. It's all a bit up in the air, this shit is. But anyway, Tulsi has left and she's posted up today on X. Seeing as it's my last day, I'm going to spill the beans on Dr. Fauci and the gain of function research that he funded in the Wuhan labs, with, of course, American taxpayers' money. Oh, fuck. Looks like Dr. Fauci's coming back again. There we go. So, yeah, Tulsi, very, very interesting, Tulsi. Yeah, now, the reason that Tulsi is going is apparently she's looking after her husband, who apparently has cancer. So, quite an interesting one. Now we'll come to that in a minute. Now I wanted to take you to the reptilian story. This is where a young lad was thrown into a crocodile pit in a local zoo type thing. Anyway, apparently there was very scant information about this with such a serious offence. What it's doing is, ladies and gentlemen, it is highlighting the fact that certain people eat children and Dracula has never really gone away. So if you can get your head around that one, entirely up to you. If you can't, don't. The story was quite interesting. It started off as a man threw a young boy over into the crocodile pit. There was initial thought saying that it was an immigrant. Which it still could be. We're not quite sure, so we'll wait and see on that one. But the police and also the BBC need an absolute fucking kick up the arse. I mean, why? What I can't understand about this story, why not just come out from the beginning and tell the public the truth? Okay? What we've got now is bloody speculation, etc., right? Now, the latest is, and whether or not this is true or not, okay, is entirely, but apparently The man in question was a man with learning difficulties. He was on a day trip to the zoo, clearly, you know, to obviously view things. Apparently, there were carers present. Unfortunately, for some reason, the carers didn't have their eyes on the ball. So very interesting, very interesting. So it will be, the police have also said that, unfortunately, they originally arrested the man, but then, of course, they had to let him go they let him go, simply because he wasn't fit, for an interview, which would sort of suggest that he had learning difficulties. But why not just come out with that straight away? To save all the fucking speculation. It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, it's absolutely ridiculous. And let's not forget that the reptiles have been doing certain things to children for quite a while. So anyway, solstice this weekend, as you well know, so could be some sparks flying, could be some fireworks going off, you know what I mean, etc., etc. And Jason's just made a very good point here as well. If this man is clearly unable to obviously do an interview, not fit to do an interview, then actually, wouldn't you have thought that there would be some kind of a sectioning going on, not actually to let him out on bail? It's a very interesting scenario. Now, my advice is this. Stand back, sit down, keep your eyes on, and watch the next 72 hours to see what happens. Very interesting. Mm-hmm. Now, Keir Starmer apparently considering resigning. Now, we do believe, of course, that Donald Trump has given Keir Starmer the heave-ho and basically told him to fucking march. Now, that's quite an interesting one, that now Keir Starmer, especially after the G7, remember that during the G7, Starmer's seat was empty. If you weren't paying attention, unfortunately, you missed the deal. So Starmer wasn't there during this. Now, I wonder if Donald Trump gave him the push there and then. And then all of a sudden, of course, we've now got the story. Andy Burnham wins the election. Keir Starmer is resigning. Now, apparently, this is hilarious. You're going to love this. Apparently, Keir Starmer is going to let us all know on Monday whether or not he's resigning or not. Now, apparently, first of all, he's got to have a chat with his wife and children. Now, I don't know what his wife and children have got to do with the UK and world affairs, but apparently he's got to have a chat to them. Then, of course, after he's had a chat to his wife, he's going to have a chat to Mr. Mandelson, because that one needs clearing up as well. So once he's had a chat with Mr. Mandelson, he's then going to have a chat with Mr. Putin and try to explain to Mr. Putin why the 3 Ukrainian rent boys were being called Russian. Very interesting. Once he's explained that to Mr. Putin, he's then, of course, going to go to the actual 3 Ukrainian rent boys themselves and have a little chat with them to see if he should resign. And then, of course, there's Lord Ali. He's certainly going to have a word with Lord Ali about certain things, especially Sarah getting some very voluptuous underwear from Lord Ali. Very interesting. An openly gay man. Not that I have any problem with that whatsoever, but why would a gay man send a straight woman some secret underwear? Victoria's Secret. Oh, if you don't know about Victoria's Secret, of course, the secret is that all the models are men. Now, I bet Dreamtime is going to be a whole new meaning from now on. When you find out, especially when you find out that Donald Trump has openly now admitted that Michelle Obama has a dick. It's also common knowledge as well that Mrs. Macron has a dick. It's also common knowledge that Serena Williams has a dick. And if she doesn't have a dick, she's a very fucking big woman. Anyway, there we go. Then, of course, after Mr. Starmer has had a word with Lord Ali, he's going to have a chat with, of course, Mr. Epstein and the Epstein files to see if there's anything in there that links him, of course, to, of course, the Epstein Island, which, of course, it will do. And then, of course, finally, he's going to get a psychic medium to have a word with Savile. Mr. Savile, of course, who apparently has passed away, but nobody seems to really know what did happen. Anyway, that is it for now. And then, of course, Andy Burnham, the new boy on the block, the new Stasi, the new Hitler on the block. Now, what's Andy going to do in this fake election from Manchester? Very, very interesting. Don't you think it's quite convenient that Andy steps in, gets voted in, and then Starmer resigns? Wow. I mean, you really couldn't write the script, really, could you? No. Very interesting. And then, of course, we've got Von der Dick. Now, Von der Dick, ladies and gentlemen, if I take you back to the Q military posts, I've always told you that social media networks and the internet will at some stage be shut down. The Q military has already told you this. We've been telling you for quite a long time that social networks and the internet will go down. But of course, you of course continued not to believe us. And then today, what do? Today we have the news that the European twat, Ursula von der Dick and Balls, basically is now calling for the shutdown of social media, normal media, and of course, social networks. Well, you couldn't write that one, could you? Now, we wonder, is this going to be the military takeover, of course, of not only Europe, the UK, but also maybe the world, and of course, change it over to the quantum financial system, or should we say the quantum system? It could be quite an interesting weekend and quite an interesting few weeks ahead. Anyway, I'm just cracking on with my patio and basically watching from the sidelines and just really, really enjoying the show. So very, very interesting. And did you not think it's interesting that after Donald Trump attended the G7, that Ursula von Dick all of a sudden decides that the media and social networks should be shut down? Remember, that is one of the arms of their control and power, especially the media. Not so much the social media, of course. However, they do have a great deal of influence on there from certain characters that you might remember are reasonably famous, but we'll get to that another time. The media itself is absolutely, completely compromised. You should know by now that the media is controlled by Mossad, Israel, Five Eyes, the UK, Porting Down, MI5, MI6, CIA, FBI, and numerous other underground military operators, so to speak. Oh, yes, not forgetting the Crown. The media is the Crown mouthpiece. So very, very interesting these things are going on. So quickly, let's go to let's go to, this was quite an interesting one. Apparently 10,000 migrants have appeared on the shores of the UK. Now, I don't know about you, but 10,000 people is quite a lot of people. And I was kind of trying to think to myself, well, where are all these people? Because 10,000 people plus all of the other people that have arrived. I mean, when you consider the numbers, you have to really, really question, are all these people really coming? Or is it just a figment of the imagination of the media, maybe, to, of course, create civil war? Now, apparently, Air Force One has been retired. Now, I don't know about that. But anyway, that's what we've heard on the grapevine. Now, meanwhile, of course, the cost of living is going to rise, according to the Bank of England, who I don't think are going to be in power very much longer. What makes me say that? Well, of course, the Bank of England, of course, are the English arm of course, the Federal Reserve. We know that the Federal Reserve is shut down in America, and we know that all taxes and stuff like that will soon be abolished. But anyway, that's just wishful thinking, maybe, on my part. Now, we come to the football, the great British game, the game where thousands of Muppets basically watch the game and don't quite realise that it's all fixed. And it's actually quite an interesting one. It goes on in boxing and motor racing and wrestling and all kinds of stuff. But, of course, still the fans believe that it's all game, set and match, so to speak. And now we've got FIFA have brought in hydration breaks. Now, this is apparently for the welfare of the players. Unfortunately, FIFA don't give a fuck about the welfare of the players, apart from one guy called Lionel Messi. Now, if you know anything about Lionel Messi, Lionel Messi has committed numerous atrocities over the last few years in the game, and he seems to get away with it. But, of course, Messi is the golden boy of Messi is the golden boy of course, FIFA, or should we say, for FIFA. And have you ever wondered? I mean, the amazing part about it is very easy. I mean, we're looking. So imagine that the UK is in a cost of living crisis. Apparently, some people are forking out £25,000 to go to watch the games. I mean, I don't know about you, but some people seem to have definitely more money than sense. Anyway, you know, if they want to spend that kind of money, that's up to them. But I tell you what, I could find a lot better use for £25,000 than going to watch 22 men kick a bag of fucking oxygen around. Anyway, and then, of course, not only have we got the hydration breaks, which are basically a disguise for advertising. They haven't worked that one out yet, though, because it's a little bit above their pay grade, so to speak. And then, of course, we've got Emma. Now, Emma is apparently a housewife, and she presents from the kitchen. Now, Emma was talking about the offside rule a couple of nights ago. She was also doing noughts and crosses on her very computerized little blackboard, yeah, very, very interesting. All done in particularly bad taste, I think. Apparently, Emma is supposed to be some American legend training guru manager or something. I mean, I've never really heard of Emma, but anyway, Emma seems to know who Emma is, and that's all that fucking matters, really. And then, of course, we got Mr. Toucan. Toucan, Team Talk Toucan. Now, is it going to come home? We're not quite sure. I mean, they're still barking on about 1966 and whether it's going to come home. And of course, now we have a new football anthem, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we've got Oasis. They've changed it from Wonderwall to Wonderball. Very, very clever of them. I mean, these people that think up this stuff, fucking hell, PhD, fucking Nobel Peace Prize on the fucking way. Now, this is an interesting one, and I've got to do a bit more research on this because there seems to be something very interesting going on here. Now, you will, of course, remember the HMS Queen Elizabeth, which was an absolute fucking disaster right from the day it was fucking being built to the day it actually sailed. You remember it went for multiple refits and testing. There was a program about it where the people were actually training on an airfield for taking over this fucking ship. It was absolutely hilarious. I think a couple of days after it sailed, it broke down off the Isle of Wight and had to wait 2 days for repairs. It is really quite a bit of a joke, really, but actually it's not a joke. Apparently, according to certain mechanical informants that we have, apparently the propellers were on backwards. I mean, I don't know about you, but how the hell you put a propeller shaft on backwards with a ship of that size, I have no fucking idea. And to be honest, what happened to the engineers that are supposed to check this shit? It's fucking hilarious. Meanwhile, of course, we've got six of the UK submarines, nuclear submarines, in dry dock for critical repairs. Unfortunately, we've only actually got 6 nuclear submarines. And of course, they're all in dry dock. Where does that lead the UK? Sorry, where does that leave the UK? I have no idea. But let me tell you this. Somebody needs to turn the plans for those propellers the right way up. Brilliant. Now, coming back to what I was saying, because I've gone off on a fucking tangent here, right? Now, the Royal Navy officer that was in charge of the HMS Queen Elizabeth, he was also on the programme. In 2022, he was accused of 3 allegations of rape and sexual charges, ladies and gentlemen. His name is Chris Ansell. Where does that name come up before? Remember Chris Bully? Remember Nicola Bully? Can you remember Nicola Bully? Remember her? What was her husband's name? Ansell. Very interesting. Anyway, Chris Ansell, Royal Navy officer, apparently appeared via video link in his naval uniform at Bulford Military Court. That's interesting, isn't it? Now, why would he not appear there normally? Very interesting. Now, Alan Lodge, Alan Lodge, we're not sure whether he's Lodge or not, we're not quite sure. But anyway, Alan Lodge who happens to be a JAG military officer, okay, has told Chris that he will attend a 6-day trial in January, February 2027. Now, I wanted, my immediate thoughts about this was JAG military. Now, the JAG military are justice advocate generals. These are completely different to any kind of military people that you are even used to seeing. So this is quite interesting, and it caught my eye. Very, very small, very small print in the paper today. So let's wait and see on that one. Judge Advocate General. I'm not sure whether that is exclusive to America or whether or not it's just for Britain as well. I'm not quite sure whether they are a uniformed group of guys that operate on all levels of military. I'm not quite sure. Now, my initial thoughts, as Jason has just said, that JAG is associated with America. So here's the thing. If this is true, and I'm gonna research this, if this is true, okay, if this is true, that would mean that Chris Ansell is being reprimanded and brought to trial by an American military officer. Very, very interesting. This is military law, ladies and gentlemen. This sheds a whole new light on what is happening, and this is really, really a little bit of information that is confirming that when we talk about Q posts and we talk about the military and we talk about the good guys, etc., we talk about Robert David Steele, etc. This is all true. This is all true. It might be very difficult for you to understand what is going on. And let me tell you, it does take some getting your head around what's happening. But having said that, there seems to be more and more overriding evidence that the military are fully in control. Fully in control. So we'll wait and see. Jeremy Clarkson, prostate cancer. Very interesting. Now, I'm not sure about this, and Jason will be able to tell me. I'm sure that didn't Jeremy Clarkson, wasn't he advocating for the jabs? I seem to remember watching him somewhere. Yeah, Jason's just confirmed it. Yep. So he did. Clarkson was advocating for the jabs, and now all of a sudden, prostate cancer. Very interesting. Anyway, going over to the G7 summit. A lot of things happened in the G7 summit that you probably missed. I would imagine you missed Keir Starmer getting his orders from Donald Trump, and also von der Leyen Dick getting her orders about the social media and the military. So very, very interesting. Now, apparently the Iranian peace deal was signed. Let's not start jumping up and down and kicking off. Let's just wait and see what happens. Now, according to the Bank of England, they've said that they're going to have to increase prices. However, tonight, I've just noticed that the local diesel price has gone down once again. We're now down to about 167, I think it is now. 167, 166, somewhere around there. Don't forget, we were peaking at 190, 199, 198, etc., etc., etc. So diesel's been coming down. Not many people are noticing this though, and not only has President Putin got the blame for the Ukrainian rent boys. Now the BBC are claiming that Putin is bombing Russia to blame Ukraine. I mean, I don't know about you, but why would you bomb your own country when you're not technically at war, etc., etc.? But of course, this is exactly what the Ukraine have done to create a war. The Ukraine, of course, have been bombing their own country. They've killed thousands and thousands of Russian people in Donetsk and places like that, which most people have got no fucking idea about. And I'll tell you something else as well. A lot of Ukrainian people don't actually know what's actually going on in Ukraine. There is some local Ukrainian people to us, and I've spoke to them. They've got no fucking idea what's going on. Absolutely no idea. So don't assume that because people are from Ukraine, don't automatically assume that these people will know what's going on, because they fucking well don't. So very, very interesting. Now, Ukraine, of course, as you well know, are joining NATO. Von der Dick has given the all clear for this. Okay, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I can't even believe this is going ahead. But, of course, President Putin, what has he said? He said, listen, you join NATO. That's the fucking end of the day. There's no way President Putin will allow NATO to be on Russian soil. And let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, Ukraine is a proxy country. Zelensky was installed by Barack Obama in order to create war and pestilence, which is clearly what they've done. And basically, Ukraine is a bit like Iran. Ukraine is being used as a proxy country to create a fictitious war against Putin. I mean, Putin doesn't want. Why would Putin want to attack? Why would Putin want to attack Europe? I mean, let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, that Russia aided America and Britain and liberated Berlin in World War II. Not many people know that. The Russians were the first people to liberate Berlin, Germany. You think about that, ladies and gentlemen. That is very, very brushed under the carpet. So, yeah. Now, Donald Trump, of course, in regards to Ukraine, is asking the multi-million-dollar question, where did the $350 billion go that we gave to Ukraine? Yeah, a bit like the $210 billion that the UK gave to Ukraine as well. Very interesting, don't you think? No wonder there's a cost of living crisis. No wonder we can't look after our veterans. No wonder we can't look after the disabled. No wonder we can't look after people on welfare. No wonder we've got a food crisis. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, well, we're going to have to wrap up tonight. I've had a very long day. It's now 7 minutes past 9. Lots and lots of things are going. Okay. Lots and lots of things are happening. It's all very interesting. So listen, enjoy your evening. Have a great time. We will be back. I hope you enjoyed the photos of the patio and the outside kitchen. That's coming on very, very well. Unfortunately, the customer has realised that, well, it was my fault actually. I pointed out that we'd got some tiles left over, and she could have the front patio extended by another 1.2 meters. Unfortunately, she didn't turn me down. She decided that that was the best course of action. So I've just basically got myself another 2 meters. What are we looking at? 2, 4, 6, 8. Another, about 8 meters. Another 8 meters to do. Anyway, sometimes it's best to keep your gob shut. But then again, well, there we go. That's what you get for being. That's what you get for being honest, and also knowing a customer very well to be able to read their minds. Anyway, very interesting. We will see you. I'm sure. I'm sure that you'll have a great weekend. I'll try and catch you. Well, I will catch up with you tomorrow at some stage. We'll wait to see what happens over the weekend. I can't wait to see what. I can't wait to see what the 3 rent boys tell Keir Starmer. It's absolutely fucking hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious, right? I mean, it really, really is. If you think that this is real, if you think that you're not in a movie, then, well, I don't know what we have to do to give it to you straight, so to speak. Maybe Keir has to bend you over and come to your house for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, listen, love you loads. Take care. You have a great time. Enjoy yourself.